What's up, fam? We have entered another fucking dimension. Oh, God. If you're new here, hi, my name's Kayla. This is my channel for readings. I mostly use it for my online community, so those are like private unlisted links. But if you're here watching this public video, that means that there are some fucking potent messages that are here and ready to come through for you. I have really only been doing these when I feel called, and the energy today was just like, I had to get on here. So we're gonna go ahead and just dive in and see what wants to come through. I'll show you guys the decks that I'm using. And it's been a while since I felt like I needed to use two tarot decks as like clarifiers. So yeah, we're just gonna see what the fuck is up. And this is my first cup of coffee, so just bear with me. And I slept on my hair wet, so there's a whole bunch of we're all human. There's a whole bunch of shenanigans, but I'm probably not going to be able to handle it, so it's probably going to go up. Anyway, how are you? How are you? Let's take a second to check in. While you're here, while you're present, I just dropped in with some breath work. So just really quick, I'd invite all of you who are watching, who are co-creating this container with me, to settle into your space if you have the ability and capacity. I know sometimes people listen to this while they're doing other stuff, and that's okay. And if you could take a moment to just drop into your body, drop into your breath, check in and see where you're at, maybe put a hand on the body, and just bring that nervous system down a notch. Yeah, and then join this space with me. We're gonna go ahead and start with the Sacred Rebels, which, if that's not telling enough, I don't really know what is. So. We'll see what wants to come through from here. I have another oracle deck I plan on using, and then there's two tarot decks, so we are truly just being divinely guided today. Normally I like to have some sort of structure. But if y'all haven't noticed, all the structures are crumbling, so I think it's pretty fitting. Ah! Surprise! We got number 38, Restore and Replenish. We're entering into a time, and depending on when you watch this, I'm recording this on October 16th, 2024. Depending on when you watch this, I don't think it really matters. The message is going to be the same as per usual. This is a time where we need to make sure that our masculine and feminine energies are in balance. And one of the best ways to balance both is restoration, is rest, is, reciprocation of some sort, right? So if the fire's been burning, if you're in your masculine a lot, you've been doing, you've been going, you've been very determined. If you've been in your masculine energy, now's the time to slow him down. That fire energy needs earth, and it needs water. It needs time in nature, and it needs nourishment, and it needs flow. It needs softening. It needs a bath. It needs a swim. It needs some time curled up in bed with a good book, or just like time in the park with your dog. Take what's resonating, but masculine, whether you're a male or female, your masculine energy is ready to be nourished and to be taken care of. Be your own lover. If like we all have both the energies, right? So if you're If you're a man, how can you like nurture and nourish yourself the way that like a woman would in your life? If you're a woman, same thing. How would you take care of yourself the way you would if a man were in your life? Like, do you need to take a bookstore trip and just like smell the new books, get yourself a new candle, go home and like cozy up with like a mug of something warm and fantastic? You know, what is the masculine need to almost be like not tempered but just soothed right now and restored? And on that note, what does the feminine need to be replenished? I'm getting that like the restore and replenish is like the fire needs to just soften a bit, and the restoration, the replenishment needs to come in through that divine feminine, right? Through that receiving side. So this is also number 38. So 38 could be important to you, but 8, 9, 10, 11 is a master number. That's a lot of new beginnings. That's divine guidance. That's God speaking to you. That's your angels speaking to you. In numerology, we do not pair 11 down to 2, but you can look at it, in my personal opinion, you can look at it as 2 ones, right? 2 parts making a whole. There's unity, there's connection, there's more than one. It's all, you know? So you're in need of something so much deeper than rest. Yeah, this oracle also comes as a message from the great loving guardian, which is life itself. You have been working so hard and have accomplished so much already. We need to hear that. I know I've needed to hear that. It's like you've done the work and you're doing your work. It's not like any of us ever get to a point where we're like, oh, cool, I like checked all the boxes, I'm done, I did it, right? No, it's a commitment. It's a way of being. It's a way of, it's your choice, you know? And I think we all need to hear, like, look at how much you've done already. Even if, you know, you can look back throughout your whole lifetime. You can look back over this past year. You can look back at what you've accomplished and how you've supported yourself over the past couple of days, you know? However, you often sell your accomplishments short and focus on how much more is yet to be done. Life is telling you that it's time to put down the paintbrush, the pen, the endless lists, and the thinking mind, and get into your body. Take the time to experience yourself in and of nature. Remember how to just be. In doing so, even for a relatively short amount of time, you will feel more of yourself and ready for the next phase. You might be surprised what just a day or 2 of this could do for you. Restoration does not have to be a long and involved process, especially if it is attended to when needed. Right, so like learning how to listen to our bodies so that we can make adjustments quickly. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it that way. However, I genuinely feel like the people who are on this path and are in flow with this lifestyle and way of being of like ascension and spiritual growth and personal expansion, whatever you want to call it, I don't, you know what I mean. You realize that you can enjoy more of life. And I'm just going to let it be as simple as that, because for me, that's what I've come to. It's like, I am ready to enjoy more of life. And that means like not as much, you know, time like processing or healing or figuring shit out. It's like, what was that? Was that you? Sorry. That was an odd sound. Were you playing with the leaves? Hi, my love. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, clearly that point has made its point. The healing process. Imagine that you are floating in an ocean that has colors of turquoise to deep green and darkest, deepest blue. Notice what colors feel good, enter and remain in that space for as long as you like. The water might be warm and sparkling, shallow and heated by the sun, or cool, deep, and mysterious. Allow it to be whatever feels good for you. When you are ready, open your eyes and break the routine of yours. You will have completed your healing process. So, I think there's this there's this deep call to nature. There's a deep call to, do what you can and do as much as you can. Like, even that visualization, even really inviting in the energy of what that type of like water or environment has for you. And like we just said, with the masculine needing to just be like restored, what is it that you need? Is it the earth? Is it water? Is it all of it? And I genuinely, like, a lot of times I'll balance this out with saying also, like, notice if you've been to like, and you need to take action and do more. I just don't feel like that's really the message that's coming through for most people who watch this video. This feels really important. This feels like a listen message. This could be, this is a great time of year to do some like outdoor ritualing too, and just lean into the support from nature and get it where you can, right? Because I know for me personally, every single day of the rest of this week is just kind of nuts, and so I'm not going to have an opportunity to just go like sit outside for a little bit. Like, I could go do that for a minute out in the park by my house, but what I want to need is to go get lost in the mountains for like a day, and that's something that God willing I'll be able to do soon. But you know what I mean? So take what you can when you can. Meditate with imagery, meditate with intention, set the elements around you, get in a bath, just, y'all know the drill. But I think you needed me to talk about it for 12 minutes because a lot of you don't do the damn thing. This next deck is the Transcendence Map Oracle. It's made by my friend Erin, and this is a pretty heavy hitter in a really good way. So I'm excited. Ooh, I think we're gonna get two. I'm excited to see what wants to come through here. Oh my God, you're cheeky. You are B. We're gonna get one more. Oh, geez, Louise. Dark catalysts or guidance through it all. Love yourself more deeply. So this is a relatively triggering time, and it is with the deepest and most profound intention. The darkness that's around us and that we might experience in different ways, or the darkness within ourselves that might be getting mirrored back, like however you want to view it. These challenging, harder, darker things are coming up with the intention and purpose of coming up and just going. You don't have to understand and work with every single thing. A lot of it is just needing stuff to move and to go. And seeing the card above it, the you are B. there's like 2s, there's 5s. 7, 6, 7. There's just a lot of like, there's a lot coming through. So let's go ahead and see what this first card has to say for y'all. If I can find it. Of course, it's number 22. Wow. So balance, unity, harmony. Far reaches brought to this density. Density brought to the far reaches. Stop to go. Jupiter holds heaven power, and Jupiter is currently retrograde. Fireworks of wisdom, a bridge to all fortune. The pull of the bow and the point of the arrow, spinning whole, expansion and contraction. Beyond fractures, cracked open and spilling, compartmentalizations flooded, you are be. You are wise beyond the thoughts and feelings you had yesterday. In every coming now moment, your biochemistry is merging with your soul's greater intelligence and the pace is picking up. Confide in your inherent knowing, your body. Trust yourself first. Permit yourself to just be. All is reaching your life just right. I feel like that's bouncing off of this like so well. Just existing. There's a lot of alchemization happening. There's a lot of grounding that needs to happen. There's a lot that we've been receiving through our experience and also through all these fucking like massive solar flares, through all of the astrological change, through the climate of like, you know, politics and I would say natural disaster, but weather, inclement weather. Just everything with where we're at right now, guys. It's a lot. And the main thing that we can all literally do is just be ourselves and hold our light and our authentic vibrations to the best of our abilities. Like, that's all you can do. That's it. That's all you can do. And then this part, the needing to love yourself more deeply through the dark, the triggers and all those things, and like you being guided through this crazy process right now. The whole point is to just understand that it is all love, it's all guidance, it's all direction, and it's all happening for you to get to where you need to go. And the sooner that you can like really soak in that and accept it, the easier this is all going to be. So I'm going to leave that there. We're going to dive into some tarot. I also feel like this is super... Okay, that's better. It's like really dark. I have my ring light on. Do I make it brighter? Make it brighter. Here we go. Okay, now we're not in the like depths of the underworld. Fun fact, this is like one of the first decks I had gotten myself, mostly because I was still scared of tarot cards because I grew up in a very religious home. And I mean, I was in my 20s when I bought these, you know, so I was like, it's just funny. Oh, hi, thank you. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so, yeah. I had bought this because I was scared of tarot, and it is technically a tarot deck, but it's like the tarot, it's like an oracle deck that's like structured like tarot, and so I was like, well, it's not technically tarot. Hindsight's 2020. Whoa. Oh boy. So pay extra attention to your digestive system right now. Take care of what you are ingesting. whether that is literally food or what you're watching or what you're reading or who you're around. I'm just feeling, so you got sacral number 2 and you got solar plexus number 3. So we have that growth, and we have 2 9s, which I'll get to in a second. We have the progression, right? 2 to 3. We have the unity and the harmony and the balance that leads into the co-creation and the spark and the initiation and the collaboration and the community aspect and the I am. What am I bringing to the table? How are my emotions? How is my creativity? Like, how is that area of my life? And that's like the lower belly. So for women, paying attention to your womb space and your cycle. For men, paying attention to just like your creative energy, your sexual energy, you know, where's that been going or not been going? You know what I mean? Like, pay attention to that for yourself. Your creative essence, your emotional being needs attention. And this is something I talked with a client about the other day, is like, a lot of times if we're feeling certain things, it's important to ask, like, who is that? Or what is that? Right? Like, so for me, for example, I'm a big fan of self-dialoguing. Once you get good at it, it is, in my personal opinion, one of the most healing practices. It's one of the fastest ones too, because if this whole life is about relating to stuff around us, I am constantly relating to my environment. I'm constantly relating to the clothes on my body, to the sounds around me. I'm relating to, like, if I sit down and start talking with someone, that's a relationship, right? We are constantly in relationship to everything around us all of the time. Now, the most healing thing we can do with regards to healing parts of ourselves, specifically the ones that are no longer helpful or supportive of our growth and expansion or our well-being, because a lot of times we pick up or create parts of ourselves that are actually very detrimental to our well-being. Like, for example, I'm going to use this example just because I personally went through it, but like self-harm, right? So when I was in high school, I would like cut myself, and nothing about that is good for you. And so when we take examples like that of what are we doing that is detrimental to ourselves, why do we feel like we need to do this? Who is this part? What are they feeling? And, you know, when we can connect with that and parent it and balance it and, like, hold space for it, then it doesn't feel the need to be, like, doing its job anymore, right? Because all parts of ourselves know that they have a job. And the numbers are confirming, so I'm just going to keep going. We're doing a lot of self-work right now, and this has to do with, like, deep personal shit. These two parts of you, this like center point is getting worked with and cleared out big time. So if you've been having some like digestive issues lately, you know, just be mindful of all that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice, but be very mindful of all of it. The self-dialogue thing is still important. So the other night, The other night I was pinpointing how I was feeling because I wasn't feeling great, and I like using the emotional wheel because it helps like give a lot of different names to all those different things. And so it was like depressed, sad, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, why? Like, why? Who is depressed and sad? So I was like, I feel pretty good. So let's have a conversation. And, you know, one thing leads to another, because when you start asking questions, you start getting answers, or you start getting direction for answers. And what I was led to was the part of myself that was self-righteous, like righteous anger, and how she really, and I really personify these things. I mean, homegirl was like fucking Tomb Raider status, like she was decked out, ready to fucking go, and she's that energy behind something that's like fucking righteous anger. there is such a thing. Anger is a boundary, right? And so it's healthy and normal to be angry. But she thought her job was to literally take care of me. She was like, it's my job to take care of you. And I was like, I don't want you filling that position, because what I want taking care of me is like a nourishing, feminine, soft, sweet, comforting, loving, squishy, like, I don't need you to do that job. I don't want you to do that job. And so to her, she was like, but I've been doing this job forever, and like, I've protected you from so many things. I'm like, yeah, you fucking saved my life. And I don't want you to do that job anymore. I need you. I love you. I need you. I don't want you to go. I just can't have you doing that job anymore, because I need someone else to do that job, because I've changed and grown a lot. And so I had a whole conversation with her, and I'm talking about this right now because you guys are able and willing and ready to receive it. That's very fucking important. Okay, moving on. Oh, we'd love to see it. We got the lovers. Harmony. You're coming into harmony with so many parts of yourself. So many parts of yourself and your experience and the world and God in general. So a lot is being brought up and shed so that you may be in a more harmonized, balanced, connected place. Now, we have 9 of Pentacles and we have 9 of Swords. I don't know who's honking. So, material harvest, suffering, and silence. This is where the clarifier cards are coming out. We might get into that in a minute. That feels like it's holding space. I want to focus on the material harvest first. Thank you. We have 2 of Wands. Some of y'all are going in a new direction with your work or your creative endeavors, or you're starting to see options for other things that you want to / can do, which is great. Oh, we have 9 of Wands. A lot of 9s, guys. There are cycles closing out. There is shit closing out in your work and home life. Something's closing out in your creative, fiery processing area of life, closing out in your mental space, closing out. Stuff is coming to a close. 9 is the ending of cycles. And we have King of Pentacles. Okay, so what I really like about this vibe of like, we have 9 of Pentacles, right? We are closing something out. We are harvesting where it's been a good season. What have we gained? What have we gathered? Where are we at now? What are we starting to look towards? You know, like these are our options. You're feeling good and grounded and confident, and you're seeing what the options are, and you're like, I know that I can like make anything I need to out of this. This feels like, let's pull a couple more cards, because it feels like you might either be kind of fighting yourself, or it feels like external forces are not allowing. Don't go in the coffee. You got the fucking Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles on top of the fucking 9 of Pentacles. You're good. Great things are coming your way. And there's some new stuff coming through, which is very exciting. But home slices, like, you are so stable and taken care of and balanced. And I think that just, they had to make a point. Oh, God, I knew that was coming. Yeah, for some of y'all, most of y'all, you really need to be trusting of divine timing right now, because you have Temperance, you have the Queen of Swords. So in the meantime, while maybe this does not look the way you want it to, or you don't necessarily feel that Queen and King of Pentacles energy like totally fully embodied within yourself right now, you still know that's where you're headed. So just keep making decisions and taking steps. Make decisions and take steps towards what those embodied energies would be like. So for example, me personally, like, the king and queen energy for me is not sleeping until 9 o'clock and rushing out the door to like get to where I have to go. It is an abundant, flowy, spacious morning. Yeah, like I wake up at 6:30 now because my circadian rhythm is pretty like fucking on point, which is dope. But like sometimes I wake up with the sunrise, you know, so like I wake up, I take my time, I wake my house up, you know, I like turn the lamps on, I get something going, whether that's the candles or the incense. I feed Oz, I let him out on the deck, I kind of like I'll go for my walk, you know, so like I have I have a lot of abundant time in my mornings. And that helps me get into a space where I can be full enough so that I can like get inspired and know what direction to go and know who to connect with and know what to get done. To me, that's like on a daily basis, I am taking thoughtful and intentional actions towards aiming towards that energy, right? So with anything that's outside of your control right now, with how it's showing up or coming in or like whatever, there is a genuine need to be patient and just continue to hone your mental skills, continue to hone your intentions, just get better at being in your energy and keeping your like thoughts clear and being mindful of your thoughts and like all that fun stuff. Now, this nine of swords energy, 7 of cups, yeah, a lot of like, and this is probably going to start shifting after the full moon, if I'm being completely honest with you. So if you're watching this before the 17th, trust that I think a lot of clarity is coming after this full moon. So take your time being really present and listening with yourself right now. We have Virgo, Hermit energy. What stories are you telling yourself about all of these like options or possibilities? You know, how can you practice that Queen of Swords energy? You don't need to suffer and you don't need to do it alone. So whether that's like connecting with someone that you trust, I'm going to be really honest with y'all. I feel like this is a deep internal time. So whatever your belief system is, if you pray, if you believe in God, if you work with, like whatever it is you work with or connect with, higher self, deeper in here. And like for me personally, as someone who grew up very religious and then completely stepped away from religion and then came to a space of knowing God and believing in God, and knowing how that is present within everything at all times, it's like you tuning into your higher self is literally like source itself. And you're just focusing on the facet that's the best version of you. So the more that you can learn how to tune in with yourself and listen to yourself and listen to your body and pay attention to what's all coming up in here, the easier this mess is going to be. Because like I feel like you literally just have to choose something new and choose your happiness. Choose something different. Bottom of the deck is Queen of Wands. So you're trailblazing. You're trailblazing right now, and you're in a space where it's probably a little uncomfy because you're getting rid of a lot of shit and you're going through a lot of stuff that's coming up and you're clearing things out and like, woo, doing the thing. And what's the whole fucking point of all of that? Enjoy things more. Happiness is like the energy that fuels life. You know, joy is like life incarnate in the body and in the human experience. So I would just so highly encourage you. I don't know if this is how it works for any of y'all, but I start seeing my tattoos before I get them. I think I know what the next one is. Anyway. life incarnate, joy and happiness, and like feel it in the body, and like blah, 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 blah. That's why. Just throwing it out there, all the like manifestation meditation stuff is like, you have to feel the feelings. And there's aspects to that are very true, right? If you allow yourself to be in the feeling state of what you want to experience, you're literally putting it out into the world. And so it has to come back, right? And then I think it's super important to neutralize, because you're not going to be in a heightened state of emotion all of the time when you have the thing you want to have, right? Because maybe when you first get the job, or you first meet the person, or you first get the project started, you're fucking stoked and so excited and so grateful. And that will wear off over time, because it becomes a normal part of your life, because it becomes normal. It becomes neutral. So it's very important not to stay charged for extended periods of time, because the charge, the desire, is like a direction, not necessarily like something you need to hold on to. You know what I mean? Okay, do we need anything else? Do we need anything to close out? Yes. Okay, great. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, this one. We're going to pull from the Spirit of the Animal deck. Spirit of the Animals. Look who's on the bottom. Hawk Medicine. Perfect timing. So one closeout message for everyone and anyone who is receiving these messages. Thank you guys for listening to this whole thing and sticking around. This felt really important. Okay, so this is, to me, this feels very much so like, here's what the underlying energy needs to be, like what you need to tap into to kind of fuel like your movement. You got tiger, fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. So while, yes, this whole reading is like just be and restore and replenish and like focus on the happiness and the stability and all that, balance. So if your external needs to be softer right now, the internal still needs to have a fire, right? So take it all as you need to take it for yourself. This felt really good. And it felt really good to be the sharer and the bearer of the messages. So thank you guys for supporting me in who I be and what I do. It means a lot to me, so thank you. And I love you guys very much. So please, please, please share this because it is public. Share it, send it to a friend, post it on social, comment, interact. The interactions really do help with the algorithm. So like it, save it, share it, do all the things. That means a lot to me. It's very supportive. There are links. I'm not gonna lie, there's donation links down in the description, because that's also very supportive of me too, being a human and living in this world. So no matter what you do to support me, by interacting, by donating, whatever, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. And just stay tuned on my Instagram, because that's where I post any of my updates or offerings or anything like that. So just follow me at KaylaGarretson _ on Instagram. Yeah, and I'll chat with you guys soon.